I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Tortuga compression cube and the Tortuga packing cube set. Let's dive in. Like the differences between the two travel backpacks, these packing cubes have a large difference with the material. So with the packing cube set, which came out first, that's their Shell 70 RS fabric. So that's like that sailcloth material, a couple different layers. And so it's a nice, sturdy, durable material. And the packing cube is, the compression cube is actually very similar. So the material itself is different. It's a 70D ripstop nylon, but it feels really durable as well. So they both kind of have that like ripstop pattern to them. So I would say between the two of them, I don't have really any concerns about durability. We also have YKK zippers on both of these, which are always really reliable, really durable. And then the differences between the two of these really comes down to performance. So obviously with this 3-pack here, there are 3 sizes in the set, whereas with this compression cube at the time of this video, it only comes in the 1 size and it is sold solo. So you really, it depends on kind of what you want budgeted for as well, but performance varies a little bit too. So obviously you can see here with the compression cube, on the outside we have a nice carry handle, but there's really nothing else. So we just got the nice little like metal zipper pulls, or they're kind of like, I guess they're kind of plasticky. They're metal zippers, but kind of plasticky zipper pulls. And then with the other packing cubes, this 3-pack here, they have not really too much going on the outside, other than the fact that the entire top of each of them is like a mesh material. So the mesh is like pretty structured. It's not overly soft. It's not overly flexible. I think like this feels really sturdy. I feel like the mesh does a really good job matching durability with the durability of the fabric of the cube. But if it doesn't have that compression to it. So I think it kind of comes down to a couple of different things. One of them being, do you want that compressibility? Do you want a mesh top, and do you want your pack to come with 3? So obviously these are kind of like 2 of the tiny cubes makes up 1 of the bigger cubes. So the sizes vary a little bit, and what can actually fit inside is pretty similar though. So we're gonna get into that right now. All right, so actually looking at what's inside of both of these, I have this packed out with just some like generic stuff. I'm gonna open up this large cube. So right now we have the large, like the weight of these is pretty similar. I'll get to that actually in a second. But the large size here, I kind of had to like guess because they don't actually list what the sizes are here. So I actually took the dimensions of all of these. With the large, this is approximately 6 liters, and then the small is approximately 3 liters. Whereas with the compression cube, this when it's expanded is 8.5 liters, and then 5.7 liters when it's compressed. So you get about 33% of compression with this compression cube. And then with the other cube, you do not. But what you do get is like a lot of nice structure, a nice bucket to pack it into. And in here, as an example, I've got like 2 thicker pairs of jeans, which you can see kind of take up that entire side wall. So they are pretty tall. And then I got a couple of shirts there as well. And then on the inside here, you can see it's just like, there's no liner or anything, nothing to get like kind of fussy and get all messed up in there. But it's pretty simple. It's just like a nice structured bucket shape that you can pack with your gear. Meanwhile, if you go into the compression cube, we have this zipper pull that actually undoes the compression aspect of it. We have the mesh there that gives it that expansion. So that's when you get that 8.5 liter expanded. And then when you go to the inside here and unzip it fully, it opens up pretty much the same way, right? So you get, I mean, they like look pretty comparable in size, like if you want to do that. So I guess you could kind of say that this is a similar liter size, but you do get the compression with the compression cube, obviously. So if I take this out, I've got like a nice big jacket. So for the sake of this, we're just gonna kind of see like with these pants here, right? Like if you wanted to say fit the exact same thing inside of one cube or the other, like if I put these pants in there and then the shirt, and then you want to zip this up, you have to kind of, with compression cubes, give it like a little bit of guidance. So then if I have the compression, put it on the side, give it a little bit of a squeeze as I go around, you can see that it's doing a really good job actually compressing down the same amount of gear that was in this initial packing cube. So with this, all that structure, this entire shape is what you're gonna get every single time. And so you see this, And then if you look at it side by side with the compression cube, it's a little bit like, the compression cube is a little bit smaller. I know it doesn't really look like it is, but it is a little bit smaller because once you actually get gear into this cube here, this mesh kind of pops out a little bit. So I think the compression cube, like in a general sense, is definitely a great investment if you really want to keep all of your gear locked tight. I think you can, it's a little bit easier to get everything on the inside and like really cinch it down. With these cubes though, you do get more in a pack and you do have some additional size options. So what's nice about that is you can put, you know, large items in the big cube and then some, like a bunch of t-shirts, which is what's inside of there right now, inside of the tinier cubes, and you can then mix and match a little bit versus this larger cube, which about 2 of those fit in the travel backpack, which I have that next to me actually. So just pull that up. I have the travel backpack light here. So if I wanted to put, you know, one of these compression cubes in there, say it starts there, and then we put a second one in, that's where the second cube goes. So they can kind of fit side by side, not a ton of space left, but you could do like 1 bigger cube and then 2 smaller cubes. So again, a little bit of customizability depending on what your needs are. But I personally am a fan of compression cubes because I think if you're going to be locking down your gear anyway with the cube, you might as well lock it down even more with an additional zipper. So there you have it, the Tortuga compression cube and packing cube set. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.